odds are, if you follow my channel, you've either experienced narcissistic abuse, physical abuse, some type of trauma in your life that made you feel powerless, that made you lose your confidence, that made you feel like your world was crumbling and you're trying to pull the pieces back together. If you are one of those people that has been through something and is trying to pull themselves up, this is the topic for you because this is where it all begins. Hey guys, what is up? This is Stephanie, aka the Limitless Babe, reminding you today and every day that you are limitless. So today's topic actually came to be because I had a really great conversation with a friend today. I was talking to him and he was telling me about his 17-year-old son who started this incredible business, hasn't even graduated high school yet, and is already like seeming to be on the heavy duty road to success, all self-made, all by doing his own research, by doing his own work, by figuring things out. And I'm listening to this story basically with my jaw on the floor because, like, wow, like I'm, years old and I'm still trying to get my stuff together. And here is this 17-year-old kid that's already seemingly made it, right? I looked at him, I said, this is a Netflix movie. Not only is he having the success, this could totally easily become a Netflix movie. And he said something really interesting that I was like, oh, right. He said, yeah, but there's no plot twist. There was no downfall yet. And any good movie needs that valley, needs that dip, needs this one, needs that twist in the story where things go awry and then they have the huge success moment, right? So we ended up segueing into a whole tangent on that part of the conversation, basically discussing the fact that anyone who has really had success, anyone who has really made it, anyone who has overcome anything in their life has always exactly overcome something, meaning there had to be a valley. The peaks don't come without the valleys. And actually, while we're on that topic, it made me think of a book that I read a few years ago. And I was like, wow, like I need to reread this book because it's so true. Peaks and Valleys by Spencer Johnson. I highly recommend it. Another book, if I'm not mistaken, I think he wrote it too. Who Moved My Cheese? One of my favorite easy reads to like boost your mindset. So, peaks and valleys, right? Like we just started talking about how, again, anyone who has really made it needed to go through those downfalls in life because that's where the character is built. That's where the strength is built. That's where the grit comes from. That's where your ability to sustain that success comes from. Because here's the thing, like you could just naturally have things fall into your lap and then what if down the line something happens? You don't know how to recreate that. You don't know how to stay the course. You don't know how to stay focused and say, okay, this is a temporary setback that I can pull myself back up, right? So these moments of pitfall where we think, oh my gosh, my whole world is falling apart. These are the true tests. These are the true success makers because this is where you find out what you're made of and where you show other people what you're made of, right? So, I mean, I don't see this topic going on long because I feel like the point has already been made. But I want to share something. I posted it on my community tab and it was a little post that said, it will happen because you are continuously showing up despite the odds, despite the challenges, despite the setbacks. Keep going. I believe in you. And I loved this when I read it and I wrote a little blurb myself about what I thought of it. But here's the thing, guys. I need you to understand, especially odds are if you follow my channel, you've either experienced narcissistic abuse, physical abuse, some type of trauma in your life that made you feel powerless, that made you lose your confidence, that made you feel like your world was crumbling and you're trying to pull the pieces back together, right? I mean, maybe not in all cases. Maybe some of you just, for some reason, like listening to me go on and on and on. And hey, if that's the case, welcome. Thank you for your support. I love and appreciate you. But if you are one of those people that has been through something and is trying to pull themselves up, this is the topic for you because this is where it all begins. You need to keep going. You need to remember that any type of success that you are going to experience, any type of victory, any type of recreation, reinvention, whatever it is that you're after, It comes from hitting bottom. Okay. You've hit the bottom and it feels devastating. It feels like, what do I do now? I don't know where to go. I feel lost. I feel like I don't know myself anymore. Here's the incredible thing though. When you're already at the bottom, there's nowhere else to go but up. You see, I'm hitting my hand and it's rebounding. It's not going through my hand, it's rebounding because this is natural. This is what happens. We rebound. You keep going because if you keep going, you're not going to keep going and dig lower and lower. You're going to keep going and you're going to start rising. Okay. Success, healing, victory, it all compounds like interest. Okay. The more you keep going, even when you don't see results, I promise you one day you're going to wake up and say, wait a second, how did I get here? Oh, yeah, I didn't give up. Oh, yeah, I trusted the process and recognized that everything was going to compound for me. Oh, yeah, I showed God, the universe source, that I was made of something that could survive, that I was meant for more, and that I can take the negatives that have been thrown at me and I can turn them around for my good, that I am persistent, that I am consistent, that I mean business when I say what I want because I'm actually going after it. I need you to do that. If you've been through anything and you're still trying to recover and you're still trying to find life, joy, peace, whatever on the other side, I need you to not give up because I need you to remember something. And again, this is what I wrote in that community tab post. I said, diamonds weren't made overnight and neither are you. Okay? Diamonds require pressure to become diamonds because without that pressure, they're just a lump of coal. And let's be real, nobody wants a lump of coal. In fact, we use it as a negative visual tool when we talk to kids about Christmas, right? Like if you were a bad little boy or girl, Santa leaves you a lump of coal. So it's like the least desirable thing is what we're saying, that a lump of coal is the least thing that you ever want to get as a gift. And isn't it funny that the least thing you ever want to get as a gift with a little pressure, well, a lot of pressure, turns into the one thing that is probably one of the most valuable things you can receive as a gift, right? We go from coal to diamonds, right? I'm just saying. So if a lump of coal, which has such little value, when applied the right amount of pressure, can turn into the most valuable thing in our eyes, a diamond. What on earth makes you think that the same isn't true for you? What if the abuse that you went through, the person that came into your life that you wish you could erase, the circumstance that you underwent, what if that wasn't the pressure that turns you into the diamond? And what if the only thing standing between point A and point B for you is riding through that discomfort and handling the pressure? Right now, you're in the pressure cooker. Don't give up. Compound. Keep going. You got this. And I promise you that we are going to be celebrating your victory. And if you're already there, or if you're getting there, if you see the light at the end of the tunnel, share your story in the comments, inspire somebody else. And while we're on that topic, guys, please, if you haven't already, do not forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications, because the only way that I can help other people is if you help me. Help me help other people. Help me get the message out there. Help me motivate and inspire and uplift others, because that's my purpose. Okay? My pressure was so that I would do this, so that I would talk to you, so that I would encourage you and pull you up. So help me help others. Okay? So again, I just want to remind you that if you are in the pits of hell and you feel like, how am I getting out of this? Don't lose focus. Remember that every good movie, every good book, every good story involves pressure. It involves having that pitfall. It involves the valley. It involves hitting rock bottom. Another analogy for you before we sign off, think about a pearl. A pearl isn't a pearl until the sand, and Joel Osteen talks about this the best, until the sand rubs it and creates friction and makes it really uncomfortable, right? The sand grits. Imagine taking sandpaper and just rubbing it on your face. Imagine doing that. You think it's comfortable? But what if I told you that after doing that, you turned into a pearl? Would you do it? I mean, I don't know. I don't think I would do it, but but this is an analogy, people, okay? This is just to make a point that going through discomfort, taking something ordinary, which we could describe ourselves before our trauma as ordinary, we were just normal people, applying the pressure, applying the discomfort, applying the grit. That's what made you superhuman. That's what made you extra special. Because if you have experienced abuse, not only are you not broken, if you've come out on the other side victorious with a strong mindset, stronger than before, if you've come out helping other people, if you've come out able to still see the beauty in this world, you are freaking superhuman. And I'm so proud of you. And you've already succeeded. I don't care what your station in life is. In my eyes, you're the biggest success story ever. So I hope that you take this message and that you run with it and that you stay focused on whatever it is that you're trying to do. You remember that everyone who has made it had to go through something, some type of some type of adversity, some adversary. Okay. Like there's been something, someone in their way, and they've overcome it. Last message I'm going to leave you with before I sign off, because I keep saying I'm going to sign off, but then I don't because I keep going. Think about the bow and arrow. If I was to take a bow and arrow, I wish I had one for demonstrative purposes. If I had a bow and arrow and I just went, bing, would that thing go far? Or would it just go? Yeah, it would just drop, right? But if I take that bow and arrow and I really pull it back, the further back I pull it, the further forward it soars. So I want you to think about that too when life hits you with roadblocks, unexpected challenges, whatever it is that you're facing. The further back that you think that you have been pulled, the further forward you are intended to soar. And the only difference in whether or not you get to do it is your perseverance, is your decision that you get to. Okay. So I need you guys to really buckle down and focus. And if you feel like you are not getting anywhere, you feel like you're struggling, you're drowning, I know when I was going through it, I described it as feeling like I was climbing my way out of a well and somebody just kept throwing sandbags on me, like knocking me down. That's how it felt. I physically felt like the more I climbed, the more was thrown at me and the more pressure was put on, right? But I'm telling you guys, if you can keep going, it compounds. And one day it's just gonna happen. You're just gonna feel like I can breathe again. You just gotta keep going. Okay? I hope this message was helpful. I hope that you feel inspired, and I love you so much. I'm here for you. Leave me love notes in the comments. Again, don't forget to subscribe, and I will talk to you guys soon. Love you guys. Bye.